Good morning, friends. So, today, on behalf of my Pbl group members, I'm going to give a presentation on oil level indicator. I'm grateful to be a part of this group as each one of them made a significant contribution in giving a life to this project. So, let's get started. Now, firstly, we will be discussing the contents here. So, under this, we will be dealing with the introduction part, the problem identified, the need, the objectives, material costs, schematic of project, working procedure, application, advantages, environmental view, and lastly, the reference. So, before dealing with all of these things, let me begin with a very simple question. So the question can be stated as, have you ever wondered why your engine is making loud clunking sounds after the usage of your two-wheelers exceeds 3 to 4 months? Yes, obviously we all have experienced these things, but we never ask ourselves why is this thing happening. So in this video, you will definitely come to know about this thing in a very simple explanation. So the reason behind this clunking and grinding sound is the reduction of oil levels in your two-wheelers, which in turn reflects the uneasiness of lubrication of IC engine components. So let's begin with the introduction part. So coming to introduction part, an oil level indicator is basically an oil flow trim or oil level controller that opens and closes the circuit as oil level rises or falls. This opening and closing circuits can be used to determine the oil tank status. So in simple words, it is basically a medium through which you will come to know the oil levels in your two-wheelers. Whether the oil level is full or low or medium, you will come to know the level accordingly. So this particular slide is dealing with the problem identified. Uh, Many of the two-wheeler owners are facing the problems regarding the reduction of oil levels. When your engine oil is low, it stops lubricating the engine components. And when these parts are no longer well oiled, they cause loud clunking, knocking and grinding sounds. This can cause your rods to break, which will give off the knocking sounds from underneath the hood of your vehicle. So basically it is trying to say that whenever the oil level in the tank decreases to a greater extent, it directly impacts on the health of engine due to the effect which is produced by less lubrication of the engine components. And so recently our Pbl group members had done a survey in which we asked questions to the other students, teachers or parents and other people. This is one of the question and answer which we came up with. It says, has ever your engine seized due to lack of lubricant? A majority of them said yes, which justifies the problem identified. So this particular slide is talking about the need. So need of oil level indicator is to identify the oil level inside the oil tank and to stop the engine from getting seized. Knowing the oil level, it helps to protect the engine from internal damage. So the question which we had asked in our survey, it stated that would you like to have oil level indicator to notify your oil level? And the majority of them said yes. Okay, now this particular slide is talking about the objectives. Now, since we had decided to choose this topic as a PBL project, what are the objectives which drove us to do this project? Now, the first one, the main purpose of the indicator is to indicate the oil level inside the tank with a visual indicator above the tank. Second, it is very useful in visual monitoring the oil from a distance. Third, to reduce the problem of engine seizing due to lack of lubricant. And lastly, the fourth, to give you better comfortable and safe journey. This particular slide is dealing with material and its cost. So here it is a table which displays the material, the quantities and the cost. First, oil tank, the quantity is 1 and the cost is 150 rupees. Second, oil, we will be taking 1 liter of oil and the cost of it is 200 rupees. Third, LED, 4 quantities and the cost is 40 rupees. Fourth, connecting wires.
The quantity we haven't mentioned it because we will use it according to the requirements, but the total cost we have estimated is 50 rupees. Fifth, resistors, the quantity is 6 and the cost is 30 rupees. Sixth, relay, quantity is 1 and the cost is 40 rupees. Seventh, motor, the quantity is 1 and the cost is 50 rupees. Eighth, battery, there will be two batteries. First is a 9-volt battery and second is 12-volt battery, and the total cost of either of them is 60 rupees. Ninth, the floating material. Now here in quantity we will be using a sponge coated with plastic whose density is less than that of the oil, so that it will float easily, and the total cost after summing all of this cost, it comes to be 620 rupees. So consider the figure in this slide. This slide represents the schematic of project. Now this figure represents oil level indicator. It consists of the following parts. First, oil tank. Second, metallic plates. Third, connecting wires. Four, resistors. Fifth, LEDs. Sixth, a vehicle battery which is of 12 to 14 volts, and a regular battery as well which is of 9 volt. Seventh, a floating ring. Eighth, a hollow axial rod, and finally a relay. Now here, working procedure. Now talking about the first circuit, the oil tank in the first circuit is full, so the connecting wire is connected to the first metal plate which complete the circuit, and the LED L1 glows which indicates that the tank is 100% full. So in simple words, when oil tank is full, the floating ring will be floating on the oil surface. Therefore, the connecting wire which is attached to the hollow ring will make contact with the first plate. Hence, the circuit of 9-volt battery forms a closed circuit which glows the LED L1, indicating the tank is full. During this time, LEDs L2, L3 and L4 will not glow since the metal plates are not connected to them. Now consider the second circuit. Now after certain interval of traveling, oil level decreases gradually. When oil level comes to 75%, connecting wire gets contact with the metal surfaces and circuit completes which glows LED L2. Now in simple words, as time passes, the oil level decreases due to uses for lubrication or leakage factors. When the oil is sufficient in the tank as shown in the figure, the connecting wire will make contact with the second metallic plate. This will complete the 9-volt battery circuit which will glow the LED L2, indicating oil level is sufficient and there is no need to add extra oil to the tank. In this case, LEDs L1, L3 and L4 will not glow. Now the third circuit, also after some time interval, the oil level comes to 25%. Connecting wire get contact with the third metal plates which completes the circuit, and LED L3 glows. So further, when oil level decreases and a point comes when there is low level of oil in the tank. In this case, the connecting wire will make contact with the third plate. This will again complete the 9-volt battery circuit which will glow LED L3, indicating level of oil in the tank is low and the time has come to pour oil into the tank. Otherwise, the oil tank will get empty and will further fail to provide oil for lubrication of engine and its other parts. So note that in these LEDs L1, L2 and L4 will not glow. Now consider this scenario where the oil in the tank decreases or runs out. During this time, the floating ring touches the base metal plate at the bottom of the tank, which enables it to complete the circuit, which is driven by 12 to 14 volt battery. Relay helps in stopping the further ignition of the vehicle, which gives an indication that the oil tank is empty and it's time to refill it. So, when a person ignores the above indication and does not fill the oil tank, as time elapses, the oil in tank gets empty. In this case, the connecting wire will make contact with the last plate, that is the fourth plate. This contact will complete the circuit which is driven by a vehicle battery of 12 to 14 volts. In this case, LED L4 will glow, indicating that the oil tank is empty and the engine will stop the working. Engine stops working because the relay disconnects the vehicle battery from vehicle motor by switching the switch from normally closed position to normally open position. In previous cases, the switch of the relay was at normally closed position. Hence, the working of the engine was as usual as in previous cases. But in this case, due to switching of the relay, the engine will not start. Note that when the vehicle is in the running state and at that time, if suppose the oil tank becomes empty, then the engine will not stop, it will continue its working. But when you stop and turn off your engine through the key, and if you further try to start your vehicle, it will not start. But in case of emergency, you can start your motorcycle with the help of kick. But this will seize your engine. This provision is provided to protect the engine from seizing. So coming to applications of the oil level indicator. First, it has wide applications in two-wheeler vehicles to know oil level. Second, by analyzing these methods, it can be used in big oil tank to notify oil level. Third, it can be used in petrol pump to know petrol level instead of using measuring rod. Fourth, it can be used in domestic water tank as water level indicator. Fifth, by a survey, it is found that it has wide applications, so many are interested to buy such amazing products. Now, talking about advantages of this oil level indicator. First, by using these techniques, we can analyze oil level in our vehicle. Second, it also avoids the effect of low lubrication in vehicles by informing the oil levels. Third, by these techniques, engine life is increased. Fourth, you have safe journey. And fifth, it gives oil level on top. So no need to check oil level by opening oil tank like conventional method. So this particular slide is dealing with the environmental view. This project is totally eco-friendly. It does not cause any type of pollution. Third, plastic used in this method is eco-friendly, hence it is not harmful. So references. First, with the help of teachers. Second, with the help of market survey. Third, design and fabrication of engine oil indicator from www.irjet.net, which is basically an article which we fetched from the internet. Fourth, digital fuel level indicator in two-wheeler along with distance to zero indicator. This is also one of the article which we fetched from the internet itself. Fifth and sixth are the two YouTube links which help us to prepare this slide and gave us some knowledge regarding this oil level indicator. So thank you.